Good morning, loyal social studies families, viewers. It's Mr. Hutchinson here for our almost, maybe last, well, definitely last content video. So next week I'll probably just sign on and say goodbye and have a good summer. But let's do one more, what we have been and what we will be doing in social studies. So this week has been a week, glacially slow, it feels like, because weird schedules just always messes things up. So Monday we did our reading EOG. That kind of made our schedule a little bit funny for social studies. Tuesday, the 8th graders had to do an EOG, so that made the schedule a little bit funny. Then we had, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to do with normal schedules, but still kind of a little bit off. So what ended up happening was most of the stuff that you see on here we haven't gotten to yet because of the funny schedules, and I did insert into the middle there what I called Middle Ages Gap Day, because we had one day where our classes were extended to a very long hour 15, hour and a half in some cases. And so we did something a little bit different that kind of tucked in that was with the Middle Ages, which was the worst jobs in history, Middle Ages version, which if your kid was here for that, you should ask them about it because they had to watch this video and talk about the gross jobs and the worst jobs that happened in the Middle Ages. And it was quite an interesting conversation. So a lot of what you see here, we're not quite to yet. We're actually right about here right now today on Friday, the differences between the Eastern and Western Roman empires dealing with the Byzantine Empire. So today what we're going to be talking about is what was going on in the Eastern Roman Empire, or later known as the Byzantine Empire. We're also going to talk about this Great Schism, which would be where the Catholic and Orthodox Christian Church starts to split apart, and you start to have the Western Church and the Eastern Church at odds with each other, and also kind of that division between cultures of East and West. So that's what we're going to do today, and that will be, of course, on Friday. And then when we get into next week, we'll talk a little bit about this. So we're going to talk about the fall of the Byzantine Empire with the rise of the Ottoman Empire as the Ottoman Turks come in and take out the Byzantine Empire and then set up the Ottoman Empire. Then we're going to get in right at the end here, the European Middle Ages. So we'll talk a little bit about what the Middle Ages are, why they started, and who Charlemagne was. We'll be looking at him as a character in either, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? That will be one of our main conversations around Charlemagne. We'll do some stuff with the Vikings later in the week, and then the end of it will be the Crusades, Plagues, and New Ideas, which is kind of the end of the Middle Ages, the Crusades and movement, how the plague and killing a lot of people, how new ideas were starting to creep back in from the Islamic Golden Age and from the South, and the Middle Ages starts to break down, and the Renaissance starts. And the Renaissance is the first thing that 7th grade talks about when they get upstairs. So as you can see there, have a great summer and get ready for 7th grade. So hopefully this video is finding you well. If you have any questions or concerns about this last week or so of school, please let me know. I'll talk to you probably one more time, maybe middle to end of next week, and we'll say good luck and have a good summer. If not, let me know if you have any questions, any concerns, please let me know, and I'll talk to you next week.